Top of the top. What's up? What's up? TGIF, what's up? Y'all know how we do. What's up? What's up? Good to see everybody this morning. We up. Another day. We got a lot to talk about today. It's going to be a good Friday, man. I was getting my laugh on yesterday. Yes, I was. Oh, yeah. Remember we was laughing at all those, we was laughing at them Diddy memes yesterday? But I told you I had so many, I couldn't show you all of them. But I'm telling y'all, I be laughing my ass off. Yeah, also I've been laughing because, a lot of y'all might know by now, but LUNELL been dragging Shannon straight up because Shannon did her dirty. Told you Shannon don't like black women, y'all. That's right. You ain't listen to Monique. But I tell people life is funny, man. The thing that's funny about all of this stuff in this entertainment is the comedians be the main ones that tell the truth. What's up, y'all? We up again, man. We up. Life is good. Good to see y'all in the chat. Motivated. Yeah. What's good, y'all? What's up, Miss O'Lara? Intro. Everything live. We live on the internet. Never change nothing. What's up, Sandra? How you doing this morning? What's up, Clarence King? What's up, everybody? We're going to get into it, y'all. I'm going to holler at y'all. Let's go. Let's go. It's Friday, y'all. Okay, life is good. There's a lot going on, but this is my new method. The new thing I've been doing, I haven't been paying attention to no politics. I might just tap in for a little while, see what's going on, then I just dip back off. I ain't been focusing on none of it. Because I already explained, in my opinion, this whole year gonna be a cleanup. So if it's a cleanup, that means things gonna be messy. That's how it's gonna go down. So I'm just waiting for all the smoke to clear. But that fire in California, they've been calling that hell on earth. I keep forgetting to post it, but they've calling that fire hell on earth, and it's still going on, if I'm not mistaken. So that's one thing. Other than that, we're gonna be talking about Hulu shutting down. Yeah, we're gonna talk about that. It's the reason why Hulu shut down. And the biggest story is Howard Stern. Howard Stern is shut down. Howard Stern is finished, y'all. Well, as of now, that's what it is. Because I told y'all a lot of this got to do with old stuff. And it's all political. So once again, it's for all the grown-ups. The reason why all this stuff is playing out, for those who don't know, when I be talking about it was this big world we was in, and I tell you, it was a lot of people in on this world, and the only way you're going to get it is you have to know about the Truman Show. You have to know about that movie. Our life has been the Truman Show, mainly certain people, and everybody was in on it. Everybody knows this. But what I'm telling you now, what I'm seeing is something like Revenge of the Nerds. So we just gonna get into it because y'all know Howard Stern big. But it's not only that, it's just that when everybody in the country was going one way, everybody else had to just sit and watch. So now the tables are turned. People that had to sit back and watch are now making moves or now on the scene, and they're not supporting. See, what happened is also when people chose their political side, they also messed up their fan base. A lot of people messed up their fan bases. That's what all this is about. So we're going to get into that, but we're going to get into the real talk. First of all, good to see everybody this morning. It's Friday. Shout out to the new people. We getting new people. All right. Appreciate everybody that taps in, everybody that gets it clear. All right. It's just entertainment. Ain't none of that bitter other stuff around here. All right. Just entertainment, y'all. Laugh while you can. All right. But it also being said, the curse of Hillary is for real. Yeah, and everything, once again, in this episode, we already spoke about before. I already spoke about all of this. Because it's like I said, we said it's coming to roost, y'all. That's all you're watching is everything coming back around. Payback. It's payback season. It's a new regime. It's a reset. The people whose voice you've been hearing for over 10 years straight, everybody's voice and everybody you had to deal with, is their time up now, y'all. That's all it is. Well, you see the end of an era. Howard Stern was big. Hulkhogan gone. See, it's an era, y'all. It's an era. When you look at it like toys, shit like that. These are the toys we had, and now they getting put away. We're going to talk about it. It's a lot we're going to talk about, but first, it's Friday, man. All right? Y'all already know Diddy trying to come home. Diddy put that pardon paperwork in. So what's up? All right? The Freak Show continue. Once again, shout out to Freak Nation, man. Stand up. I was going past this fast yesterday, but when I looked at this again, it just was hilarious. All right? Puff Diddler and R. Kelly. Step predators. All right? This is the real narrative on all of this, but I'm just finishing it from yesterday because I need to laugh real quick. I ain't get to show y'all this. Home Alone. You see how they got Diddy peeking through the window? Grand theft. Ain't it? All right? So they saying what he did to all these people in the game, man. Stuff like this. See? All this stuff being people's face, but they don't get it. Another thing people didn't get. Back to the Cosby Show, malcolmjamalwarner, right? Raven-Symoné. People didn't get it. Raven-Symoné came in the game as a baby. Mama said baby, right? All right, she came in as a baby. We don't know who her parents are. We don't know how she got in Hollywood. But you see how Raven is now, right? Even remember what Orlando Brown told us. And I said, Raven, Orlando Brown, Bow Wow, the child stars are the clues. All of the child stars, Aaliyah, Brandy, Ray J, B2K, Chris Stokes, all of that stuff is all together, y'all. So you get a clear look on how Raven turned out being raised in Hollywood a whole life. You got it clear, y'all. This is what they do to you. This is what's going to happen. Same thing with Miley Cyrus, same thing. So I'm just showing y'all. The question is, okay, people know that now in Hollywood, especially for black celebrities, what it is. So y'all all have to prove she came in as a little girl. To this day, we don't know who her parents are. But Raven pushes an agenda. I'm only showing you her real quick because you get to see she started as a baby. She's a grown-ass woman. And I told you, Raven's job is to always bash men. Like one day we spoke about the last time, she spoke about how her father abused her. Then I saw her with another story recent talking about how her ex-boyfriend was dumb. And I'm like, this Raven, you never probably even had no boyfriend. They be lying their ass off. But I'm also showing you how them child stars be prisoners and they ain't never going nowhere. Yeah, that's part of it. So I'm just showing you that. Because remember, it was some smoke with Michael Jackson and the kid from Home Alone. Remember that? He was hanging with Michael. I'm just showing you that the secret clues of these jokes of them being Geppettos it starts really with the child stars. That's why Diddy got accused for making of the band with Freddie P and Chopper from. P. Diddy was running Making of the Band. He was doing a lot of stuff. But I'm just letting y'all know why they make those jokes about him being a you-know-what. All right, that's about it. Other than that, let's go. But I'm just showing you how this is what Hollywood do to you. The men, you're going to be something else. Women, you're going to be something else. But the thing is, who the hell is her parents? All right, but this is what they would say. This is what they saying, y'all. Called it sus. Y'all saw the movie Us? Sus. Saying them people live a double life. All right? The last ass bender. So when people think it's over because Diddy going to beat the case, shit like that, nah, y'all, that shit don't mean nothing. It means nothing. What I'm telling you is they humiliate and they destroy it. All right? The ass house. This is the disgrace in dragging 24, when I'm my family 24/7, 24/7. The dragging, the laughter, the jokes of this shit is never coming back. We spoke about BT being shut down. We're gonna continue from that yesterday because we ain't get to talk about all of that. It's all together. No more respect, no more dignity, no more nothing, y'all. This is what they think about it all. And the question I always ask, who the hell makes this stuff? Because you see, it's always professional, which means, all right, in Aladdin. Y'all get it, right? Say that man be all up in Aladdin. This is the stuff they talking about. Diddy, when he hears there's oil in the Middle East, he's going to get some. All right? That's what they saying, man. So I'm just showing y'all it's never coming back. Lube in the midnight. Moonlight, excuse me, Lube in the Moonlight. I'm just showing you that everybody gets all the secret jokes and that it's never coming back. Also, yo, let's keep it moving. Let me show you. The devil in South Park talking about Diddy parties ages ago. See, it was always in the clues. We got the clues from what? Simpsons, South Park, Boondocks. So, who life is a cartoon, who life is a joke? Who was in a world that everybody knew about, everybody was in on to the point where they was able to write scripts of cartoons. That's why I've been laying this whole thing out for y'all the last year with Tracking Fantasyland. All of these things, trying to get people to understand the biggest prank in the world in history has ever been pulled. Yes. When I tell you everybody was in on it, you think of the script writers. Who was writing these scripts? The devil in South Park talking about Diddy parties ages ago. Boondocks talking about Diddy, Pink, and all the rappers in New York decade ago. Somebody knew the script, right? That's all I'm showing you. Somebody knew these scripts. They still posting this. When I tell you, everybody knew the script. When people think it's just Diddy, no, it's not. Diddy's a joke. Your life is a joke. That's the narrative. All right, so I'm also been showing you how this been giving people content and just people been running with it, making T-shirts. So let's go. Keep Diddy locked up, bro. All right, people don't want to see him no more. Now, back to this yesterday, something I forgot to show y'all with BT. Because doing these lives. Now, Usher got one of the last, he got the Achievement Award after Diddy got it. But I didn't notice Jermaine Dupri was on the stage. Y'all know what's up with him. I was talking about L.A. Reid and Babyface, but I didn't recognize L.A. Reid was on the stage. That's why I pulled it back up. L.A. Reid is behind Usher with the blue. He's the one behind his career. He's the one that handled Usher. Diddy gave Usher to L.A. Reid when he was young. And all of them on the stage watched over Usher since he was young. Terry Jam, Terry Lewis and Jimmy Jam, Jermaine Dupri. These are all the grown-ups on stage that was around Usher since he was a kid, y'all. Usher been controlled since he was a kid. When we talk about how certain people in the industry was always going to be stars when you got Jermaine, all these people behind you. So I say this to say, when we think about all the R&B singers that had a voice that was good, and you'll see nobody's career lasted as long as Usher, because the people who are connected with certain people, their career is going to last. When I always say that, it's the executive, L.A. Reid, Diddy, Clyde, those are the ones that made Usher who he is. He was the cash cow for Arista Records for all these decades. When you start understanding that these big celebrities are cash cows for these labels, and it's a reason why these labels ain't letting them go, because you the cash cow. Usher, you make up for 5 R&B singers we might sign right now. They could be better than him, everything. But he's already solidified. He has a generation that has been raised up with him. That's how this game works. They know that when he's 41, if he came out at 15, his same fans that was with him from 15 with him to 41. This is when we talk about how this whole game is run. When you can see Usher being accused and made a payout for STDs, but he still got Achievement Award after that. He got a Lifetime Achievement Award after he was accused of the most lowest thing. And my whole point of when we looked at this, thank you very much. The whole key to this Usher thing is what people don't get is he got kicked off The Voice. Usher was on national TV on The Voice. When the story broke out and the payout, he got kicked off The Voice. He wanted to come back. They said no. This is part of the clues when I started to understand they were done with these people. When I already understand that they were at a level so low. Usher got slayed 2017, 2018. He went underground. He didn't come back out to the pandemic. You will clearly see, y'all, I'm telling you, everybody down there that was washed up didn't come back to the pandemic. When Timberland and Swiss Beats started, what? Versus. Then you started seeing all these old acts coming back out. You saw the Monica on you started seeing all, because y'all didn't get that. When we was in the house, they started forcing stuff on us. They rebranded all the old people again. They stamped them again. Usher snuck back out with a song. You started seeing the verses, but Timberland and Swiss Beats had a deal with a company because they were making money when they were doing those verses. Then you're going to see they started verses when everybody was in the house, which meant they was going to get the most traffic. Another thing is, a lot of things took off when we was in the house, y'all. We're going to get into that because Hulu shut down. Hulu took off when we was in the house. It's so many things that changed in this world, but I don't think everybody getting it. It was a quick change. Money turnover. Everything went digital by force. This is why y'all was shopping on Temu, all these apps. We all was shopping on apps. Spending all this money on, but people not getting. That's when DoorDash went to another level. All these companies that been around skyrocketed on the stock market. Every digital company. Also, the celebrities, people that were in the gutter were able to rebrand themselves. This is why I say it came to a thing where you had to like people, because if you didn't like them, they wasn't going to make no money. If you didn't like them, meant you wasn't going to pay them no attention. So I'm going to give it to Chuck D when he said about a decade ago that attention is a new currency. And it's the truth, because the ones that don't get no attention don't get no money. And they know that. That's why they had to start manufacturing more and more news. Now, I had to go on all of that because it's all tied in together. When I'm talking about BT, Black Entertainment, the big family that is tied in with people real life. In the end, everybody that's a part of your career gonna come out. Like I showed you, Quincy and Dr. Dre with Snoop Dogg getting his star. So Usher got his Lifetime Achievement Award, and these are the people that were tied in with Usher his whole life. LaFace Records, Babyface, L.A. Reid, right there. You already know he got Diddy behind him. But I want y'all to see the system. You watching the system now, y'all are the young people. When you hear all these jokes about pedo, all right, boom. You know that Diddy had the flavor camp. That's where he was picking talent at. That's where he picked Usher at. When Usher was 13. All right, boom. He got Usher from the flavor camp, but you will see that Diddy didn't sign him. He scouted the talent. For who? Clyde, Arista. Sent him down to Atlanta. Atlanta is where we handled the minor groups. Usher, Crisscross, Young TLC. See? Yeah, TLC come out. See, like I said, I know they come out at one age, but they already be around before that. So I know how this shit work. See, their album could come out at 18, 19, but when they got signed, they'd be 16, 17. That's how it worked. So you'll see that Atlanta was where they had all the young groups at, and Jermaine Dupri is a grown-ass man disguised as a kid. That's why he was meant for us to never take him serious. Jermaine Dupri older than me. He older than a lot of people. That man in his 50s. But he was older back then. That's my point. He was back then when we was teenagers. He was grown. He was like 30. And it was disguised that he was this good little guy. Don't forget, let's put Bow Wow in there too. So you're going to see the young entertainers were handled in Atlanta. These are all the people that had their hand, all these grown men that were already superstars and already had hit records. They the ones responsible for Usher's career. That's why Usher's still here. So Usher gets an award for after he paid out for STDs. Also to a man. Diddy got one of the last achievement awards before that. So after this, they started holding BET awards on low-level shit, but maybe this was telling us it was the end anyway. This was already BET disgrace, y'all. All right, but L.A. Reid with the blue suit on right behind Usher. He is currently charged right now with a case. When I spoke about how all the check writers, all the executives, also L.A. Reid is the one that signed Future too. He the one that gave Future the money. But L.A. Reid, right? He is the Russell Simmons of the game down south. But they all together. L.A. Reid, okay, he got a charge. Russell Simmons, y'all know he ducking charges. Y'all know all the execs are, put it like this, not all the execs. You see Jimmy Iovine, somehow the black executives are in trouble. Who else? Kevin Lyles, Def Jam. So they put that in your head. Somehow all of the black executives that had their hands in rap, but you're not getting at how every last one of them could be a certified Geppetto, because all of them were Usher's handler when he was young, which means all of them was around Usher, when he was 13, 14, 15, 16. Are you getting it? It's in your face. It's coded. See that? Like the same time I'm showing you Raven Simone. When she was on Hollywood couches at 13, 14. You get it? Okay. No. She go back to probably 5, 6, 7. So you got the clue how they're handled by people other than their family when they're young and they're controlled to when they're grown. I'm saying that for a reason. Because it's all of them shut down. This is what happens when somebody else owns your culture. Boom. They control Usher, somebody control them. Chain of command. All right? This is what I forgot to show y'all yesterday. But we already know this. When they telling the whole world that Kendrick is controlled, a puppet. But we already know this. All right? We already know this. He was chosen by the White House. Yeah, he was a favorite. We also know favorite by Quincy Jones, but I'm showing you what the world think about Kendrick. All right? Puppet on the string, also for Roc Nation. BET Hip Hop Awards being canceled is no surprise to me. They started letting in social media stars, which I call artificial celebrities, hoping their audience would tune in. Rap? No. Anybody that became a star from social media, if they go on TV, they fans wasn't going to watch them because they fans stay on social media. That was the trick. Rap is almost extinct. Rap is almost extinct. Everybody sings now. Everybody is a singer. Keyword, when I've been saying rap is dead, rap is almost extinct. Everybody sings now. From Kendrick to Doechii, you would think hip-hop is selling well. It's not about that. It shouldn't be called hip-hop no more because it's not. It's just not. All right? So I'm just showing you what the world is saying and how things are playing out. Everybody gets it clear what's going on with the music. Now let's get into LUNELL dragging Shannon Sharpe. He did it to himself. Also, yes, it was another one of Shannon's ex that already exposed him, that she threatened him. Yeah, we're gonna talk about that. What's up? Shout out to everybody that's up on this Friday, TGIF. What's going on, Gnostic? All right, y'all, let's go. What's up, King Nimrod? Let's go. All right, let's go. It's Friday, y'all. It's Friday, man. You go get some laughs, man. Anyway, man, y'all know Shannon is a butt everybody jokes. But the main reason is he had the biggest mouth. He had a big mouth, y'all. He had a real big mouth. Like I said, only people that really know about Shannon's behavior, you would know. He had got so arrogant. He was talking so big. Like he was talking like he couldn't be faded. Like, you know, it's people that talk, they talk. Like, you know, when Kanye talk, he got the way he talk. Everybody got their way they talk when they so-called talk, they talk. But he had this talk like he couldn't be faded. And I always looked at Shannon like, you really a football player. But you talk in this media thing like your voice is the all in all and be all. Like, I be just looking at him like that. Meaning, and he be very biased. Thank you very much. Thank you, RT. So anyway, we got our proof now, y'all. Meaning we already know. I already been telling you, Shannon don't care about a particular woman. He don't like woman his skin color or nowhere in that department. All right. We also know that Monique told him, Shannon, you need to leave them young girls alone. He got mad. He goes on rants talking about how older women just need to leave him alone. Stuff like that. Don't worry about what he got going on. Okay. So guess what? We got more proof. LUNELL tried to get on the show and he didn't pay her no attention. He was curving her. Yeah, he didn't want no parts of LUNELL. Because it was said that Shannon, he was feeling himself. Even though on this channel, I'm the one that told you, if it wasn't for Cat Williams, Shannon wouldn't have went to that level. Because that's how this game works. If I let the biggest celebrity on my platform and I blow up, I only blew up because of who I had on my platform. That's what they keep forgetting. After that person moves on, you have to keep it going. It's on you now what you're going to do. And I kept showing you that. You will see throughout Shannon's whole career, he always had help. From Skip Bayless to Ocho Cinco. All right, we can keep going. All right, Club Shay Shay blew up because of Cat Williams. That was an interview. That's a celebrity talking to a celebrity. When I tell you that's their code, celebrity talk to celebrity. All right? Star name with star name. I want to break them down real simple. TGIF. Star name with a star name, but that's nothing to do with talent. My whole perspective is talent. That's it. So he got big-headed because he had one of our favorite comedians on his platform, but just happened that this episode blew up to the point where even Saturday Night Live on national TV had a joke and talk about it. That's how big it was. And it made Shannon a lot of money. And he also kept bragging about how much money he made off and what it did for him. He always spoke about his business. Now, after all this stuff happens, LUNELL trying to get on because it looked like he's interviewing all the comedians. Remember, this fool had Damon Wayans. But guess what? What else we know? After Damon Wayans went on his platform, Damon Wayans got his TV show canceled. Facts. What Damon Wayans say on this platform, y'all? That he kissed his brother Marlon in the mouth. Yeah. Even though Damon Wayans doing a TV show for families on CBS, they cut his show. Who got their shows cut this year so far, y'all? Queen Latifah, Cedric Entertainer, Damon Wayans, kicked off the TV. All right? This is why I'm trying to tell you. It's over for BT. Will Smith doing rap concerts. Now, back to this. Y'all know LUNELL been in this game for a minute, and Shannon didn't want to mess with her. Let's go. LUNELL slammed Shannon Sharpe as ugly, and she on a campaign, too. She's on the campaign. Let's go. Longtime comedian LUNELL is kicking Shannon Sharpe while he is down and out as she ripped into NFL Hall of Famer for his looks, his behavior, and his hubris, his hubris. Anyway, y'all, excuse me. LUNELL flamed Sharpe during the latest episode of Dish Nation's Side Dish show hosted by head crack Tanner Thompson and Sincerely Ward. LUNELL began cooking Sharpe, who got famously fired by ESPN after settling his $50 million RAPE lawsuit with a woman 30 plus years his junior. So like I said, Shannon is being cooked for his behavior. And like I said, it's not about her being legal. It's about his behavior and his age, how he conducts himself. And of all things, he dealing with a woman 30 years younger than him. And on top of that, y'all, they met in the gym. Met in the gym. Yes, yes, yes. Let's go. Let's go, y'all. LUNELL said she got even with Shannon Sharpe. That's right. He going to get a lot of smoke. It's not going to stop, y'all. So look, first of all, what she said, Shannon Sharpe don't care nothing about me. I don't care nothing about Shannon. I can say what I want, she said. Revving up and exposing the former gridiron star, Shannon Sharpe. We tried to get on your show when he was popular, but didn't want me. Back then, they did want me. Now he's losing. He's all up on me. LUNELL said, remarking. This is what she said, though. Check it out. As most of America knows, Shannon suffered abject humiliation after the unidentified young woman Sharpe met at 19. She was 19 when he met her in a Los Angeles gym, y'all. 19 at a gym. That's why he lost a lot of respect. Began a volatile sexual relationship. However, the last two encounters resulted in alleged RAPE and sodomy, and the woman filed a lawsuit. That's what people not getting. He actually made a payout for RAPE, man. But LUNELL said that Shannon and his team tried to contact her to get on the show, y'all. Now he wants on the show. So allegedly, that's why she dissing him now. Because now he want on the show. After he's in the dirt. Why? Shannon trying to be strategic. Look, he's accused for abusing a woman, but you get back in good with them black women by letting a black woman on your show. See how they play the game? Told you, man. What did Shannon call black woman? Bald-headed? Shit like that. See? No, I told you he's going to drown. He's going to fucking drown. I'm also showing you how the reason why their career is over when I told you about this favoritism. Now, this is why I also told you why other platforms are popping now, whether you know about it or not. When I show you how, right here, she on the show on Dish Nation, right? Side Dish. Showing you that she has to go to other platforms or being diverse, getting on other platforms, but her being diverse and not getting on his platform is still, now today she's trending on a whole nother platform that has nothing to do with black platforms or none of that. Because this also shows you how black media pick and choose when I'm trying to tell y'all this. Now, say if it's somebody cool with Shannon, they wouldn't interview her. This is how they play the game. Well, if you got something against Shannon, well, I ain't gonna interview you. And this is the game they played for years. So this is why I'm showing you how everybody you see who getting their word out, they going on other platforms that have nothing to do with black entertainment. This is why I'm showing you, this is part of why black entertainment is going to go down. When I said it's a big pyramid, they all going to collapse. When I talk about how they just ping each other, ping people, ping, they all together, right? This web. So LUNELL knows that. That's why I'm showing you how she can go on a whole nother platform. And every time we come across something like this, I show y'all other platforms that's popping, but you're not going to know about them because you in a little bubble. Yeah. So let's go. Now, you also got the proof that Shannon was with a woman, 19 years old, and he met her in the gym on some predator type shit. You know what I'm saying? Mind you, he's a Hollywood guy, man. What is he doing meeting 19-year-olds at the gym, y'all? Yeah, it make it look like he's a random stalker. That's what it looked like to me. Then I don't get these people. Bro, you rich. You don't got a gym in your home, in your mansion? So you got big mansions with no gym. No, man. Fools, I'm telling you, man, this shit sound like predator behavior. All right? 19, y'all. Shannon Sharpe get any woman he want. 19. And on top of that, what make it worse for him, he always talking black talk. And he used the black card to get exactly where he's at. Exactly where he's at. That his skin color and the shit he said out his mouth is what got him where he at. As far as his credibility. He only made it to this point because his voice registered. But I'm going to keep it 1,000. What does that say about you? When one of your main voices was a man that talked with a hellified list. All right? And I'm not just saying that. I'm saying it for a reason, because he spoke a lot of shit and it came back to get him. And he still shows his face. But I don't know who he think going to watch him. Because one thing I know about this shit, when you lose your pop fans, it's over. You became a name because of John Elway winning the championships. That's a whole nother time. You have proven since you had your career in your own hands, Shannon, you have destroyed yourself. Now it's coming home to roost because now this is going viral. She's on the campaign against you. Period. A remorseful and embarrassed Sharpe addressed the matter head on during this soliloquy on the nightcap. They call this shit nightclub. See how they do typos? Nightclub podcast. Saying that this is what Shannon said on his podcast. Because you know I call it nightcap. He be capping his ass off. After Shannon pays a lawsuit, many people assume it's 20. People saying 23 he paid out, 23 mil. All right, whatever it is. He's on his podcast talking about he's at peace. Man, stop it. If I'd have had to make a payout like that, I'd have to take off for a minute. But guess what? Man, Shannon ain't taking no vacation no time soon. That fool already said he ain't been never taking vacations. He said he don't even go out the country. He don't do nothing. So what that mean? He gonna keep working. That's right. The thing is, who gonna watch him? He's not gonna get another Cat Williams. He's not. So let's get back to this. He on nightcap, capping his ass off, talking about he's at peace. No, fool, you gave away generational wealth. Ain't no way in hell you at peace. You probably cry every day. You probably toss and turn in the bed. I'm pretty sure your daughters curse you out because you said on your show with your big mouth that you only would give your daughter $30,000 for her wedding. You said that. But you turn around and get this woman $30,000 over 1 million times. Damn near. You get it? So we don't want to hear your mouth, Shannon. We're just going to leave this alone. But LUNELL is on the campaign to destroy your ass. And I think all the women going to get behind her, y'all. That's what I think. Because Shannon don't mess with women anyway. Let's go. He only wished that ESPN had delayed the announcement of the termination until after his brother, Shannon Sharpe, was inducted into the Pro Hall of Fame. ESPN decided not to consent Shannon's wishes, however, leaving Sharpe to clean up the mess. So once again, he asked them, please, ESPN, please don't tell the people that I got fired. Please don't tell them yet that y'all don't want me back. Wait till Monday. That's what he said. ESPN said, man, shut up. They dropped that news. They ain't give a fuck about that. All right? This was over the weekend when Shannon had to, man, this shit was embarrassing, man. His brother waited damn near 30 years to get in the Hall of Fame. He finally gets in, even though he started before Shannon, and his brother got to put a jacket, man. I wouldn't even, man, I'd have kept it real. That was my brother, man. I'd have said, bro, I'm good. I don't need you to put my jacket on, man. I'm sorry. You disgraced us. All right, now look at this shit. Shannon is putting the jacket on his brother after being dragged, after he shot himself, y'all. Look at the crowd. You can't see the crowd, right? Yeah, they had to keep the crowd blacked out because they probably were laughing and disgraced. This is a disgrace, y'all. So this man just made a payout. The payout means he also really could have been in jail. This man, a big brute, 50-something years old, meets a young lady in a gym that's 19, dates her for 2 years allegedly, and in the end, we're just gonna leave it at that, y'all. Just gonna leave it at that. All right, so I'm showing you now that what? LUNELL is on his ass. She called him ugly on national platforms, everything. He trending for, this is what he trending for. So he's gonna have to respond. Either way, he being set up. He gonna get out of here, y'all. You watching the end days of Shannon Sharpe, y'all. He's not gonna be able to fight this. He got a lawsuit. That they pushing the campaign with that woman in that lawsuit. They pushing that. She getting on platforms. No. When I said as long as he show his face, it ain't gonna stop. What did Shannon do that was a nail in his coffin? He did something around election time. People that smart know what I'm talking about. Now it's Friday. It's all about LUNELL. All right, so, hey, she said back then Shannon ain't want her, and he didn't want to give her no interview, but now she says she lit. But she was doing thing before that, so it's TGIF. This what LUNELL been doing. This what she been doing. All right, yeah. So, you know, I've been talking about freaky nation, man, freaky generation, man. Shout out to the freaky grandmas, man. I mean, hey, I ain't gonna call y'all grandmas. Shout out to the people of a certain age that still got it. You feel me? But I'm just gonna show y'all, man. Freaky Friday, y'all. LUNELL, man. Is this sexy or trashy? All right, 58 years old. Y'all know she a comedian, man. She trolling, but I'm just gonna show you, man. She on Shannon's ass. She on his ass now, y'all. That's it. Freaky Friday, y'all. Freak Nation. I told you the blacks are the freaks of the industry, guys. What part you don't get? Hey, man, nobody's spared. It's the truth. Question is, bro, how many of y'all have hit that? That's the question. It's early in the morning, too, bro. She said, come over. You gonna go? Hey, shout out to the woman that's 58 that still get down like that. Real talk. Straight up. All right, Freaky Friday, y'all. TGIF. Hey, you see she got on her thought slippers, right? Let me find out a lot of y'all ain't know those were thought slippers. Let me find out y'all ain't know that. Those are thought slippers, ladies. That's right. Let me find out some of y'all got the thought steering wheel to match. That's right. It's Freaky Friday, y'all. TGI. Shout out to Freak Nation, Baby All Gang, the rest of everybody, man. Y'all got your own nation now. You know, we dealing with diversity now, man. All right? That's right. I'm giving y'all a granny porn on a Friday, y'all. Excuse me, y'all. Excuse me. But that's LUNELL. All right, so make sure y'all go subscribe, bro, when you're on Instagram. Make sure you subscribe, man. Freaky Nation. BT, y'all. That's what it is. Freaky Nation. You getting it? I told you the blacks were the freaks of the industry, guys. Why you think they all ended up with freaky charges? Why you think they still bust it open? All ages. And I ain't mad. It is what it is, y'all. Let's go. All right? Shannon Sharpe accuser claims ex-NFL star threatened to slay her for filing a restraining order against him. Now, I'm just showing you how all his old dirt been coming back up. This is Shannon's ex. That's how Shannon Sharpe used to be before he rebranded himself as Unc. That was Shannon Sharpe was a straight-up country boy. He barely started being hip, and that's about it. See, he knew to stay in his place, too. But see, After he turned into uncle and this LeBron James supporter, he started thinking he was cool. Meanwhile, that's who Shannon is right there. So, family, this is not about none of that. Shannon Sharpe never gave a goddamn about nobody black, y'all. That's what y'all didn't get. But that blackness got him so rich. Yes, it did. Yes, it did. Shannon knew that y'all blacks loved Cat Williams. He knew that. He knew that. He knew that Cat Williams was the champion of the black. He knew that. But you got the proof. His whole career, y'all. But not only that, it's not the fact of what he likes. It's the fact that he was dissing black women, dragging them for a minute, even his own damn daughter. All right, this is just what it is, y'all. That's the only thing that makes it so horrific. All right? When you got the proof, then after this, no. Then he goes from this to he gets accused of going on dates with Hollywood, hopping out of trucks, looking like a fruity Ninja Turtle. Yeah, looking like a Ninja Turtle ice cream. That's Shannon, man. All right, he's an idiot, y'all. So let's go. I'm showing you how they bringing up his dirty past. One of Shannon Sharpe RAPE accusers, see, has now claimed the former NFL star threatened to slay her in a bid to keep her quiet. Michelle Evans is now 52 years old, came forward in a bombshell interview with Daily Mail on April 24th to detail disturbing parallels between the $50 million RAPE lawsuit Sharpe is facing in Nevada and her own 15-year legal battle with him. Bingo. Now, what else am I showing you? When I tell you stuff like Daily Mail, that's UK, all the real news comes from out the country. This country, for these people, it got to be fake news, controlled news, because Shannon got to still make money in America. So, all right, boom, they got to still stay okay. I'm going to keep showing you how all of the real shit that's been coming out. When I got to keep repeating the same thing, it's a reason why that woman went on Piers Morgan, because that's UK. Then you're going to see that's when it goes, phew. So even I know the truth. When Jayz and Beyonce was trying to go to England, London, I already know what's up. They already know what's up with Jayz and Beyonce because of Piers Morgan. All right. I told you it's also being set up where these people can't run nowhere. I'm going to tell you again, when your skin color is like Shannon Sharpe, you have nowhere to go. Where's he going to go at? So I'm saying that to say, even overseas, they are being slayed, and it's people going against them overseas with horrific stories. Because, you know, overseas, they're going to let it out more graphic. Like when I showed y'all the India Times yesterday. So even I'm showing you something else. This was already on Shannon's ass since May. But you'll see this part was downplayed. Everybody was focusing on the young lady. But this was going on the same exact time. Right? So I'm showing you the media control as well. How one story was promoted more than the other one. Now let's go. So you see right here. She accused him RAPE too, and saying that he, a while ago, back in the day, you know, before we had all these cameras and 5G technology, she's saying that he threatened her. But you got to remember this too. People forget this too. When somebody threatened you back in the day, it was different than somebody threatening you now. You know, back then, somebody actually could get you dealt with. There was no such thing as cameras back then. You know that. And there was, when somebody was rich, threaten you, that's all they had to do back then. And it was believable, because back then it was nothing for you to get picked up and thrown in the bag somewhere. That's just how it was. And you got to remember this too. These rich people, they be living in woods, backyard, they be living way in the sticks. So when they begin threatening, they know they live in the sticks somewhere, they live somewhere where nobody ain't going to see nothing. They knew back then. So I also was telling y'all that all this technology was also for rich people. Rich people got so much out of control. Yeah, the cameras for them too. The drones for them too. That was y'all clue with the police. Why you think police had to wear the cam, y'all? The police had to wear the cam for a lot of reasons. The camera was to stop all dirty cop activity. All dirty cop activity, y'all. As far as them stealing time on the clock, taking naps, going to jurisdictions they're not supposed to be at, going to get hotel rooms with chicks while they on duty. That was to stop them. Also to stop lawsuits. No, everybody had to be tracked of power as well. Mainly people of power had to be tracked and watched. This is what I be telling y'all about. You're going to see all these high up people getting in trouble. People that's in organization. People that was allowed to do a lot, but they abused their power. That's why this is a spanking of a power abuse. When you seeing people like Howard Stern, all these people getting canceled, when I tell you, it was a power trip. Yeah, we're going to get into Howard Stern being canceled. We're about to get into a journey. All right, so you looking at Shannon Sharpe, what he always been about, y'all. So now it's coming home to roost. Now, this is the narrative on him. See, now this is really the black woman campaign against him. Because he wouldn't let this black woman on the show when he was popping. But now he reached out to her, y'all. That's what this about. But now, she's slaying him now. So let's keep it moving. All right, let me show you what else been going on. Some of y'all probably saw this. When I tell you life is a joke, Kobe Bryant. Chinese Kobe Bryant doppelganger. Yeah, I know some of y'all saw this. This is an Asian man that he been training for looking like Kobe. Yes. It's his gimmick, and you will see he has 500,000 followers. Yeah, but he's Asian. Yep. Basically getting paid off Kobe image. Yep. Just showing y'all what be going on, y'all. Just showing y'all what's going on around the world. Told you around the world is different now. Hulu, by next year, is going to be gone. Hulu is also a channel of Disney, but Hulu is out of here, y'all. I didn't subscribe to Hulu. Long story short, you see him just staying with Paramount. You seeing, family, it's a reset on the highest level you ever would think about. It is corporation wars. You seeing people running to sign these deals, people getting out of deals. Some people know it's to come. Y'all got to understand the powers that be been setting up for the future. Even if you're hearing about these you're hearing about all these different things. See, the smart people know is these past years were for you to get everything in your life in order, everything you need. So when things change, whether they go up or not, you already situated. You already situated. So you're watching companies get situated before certain changes and tax brackets and Bitcoin and all this other stuff. That's what you're watching, y'all. When I was showing you that time gonna move on. Now Hulu only blew up, y'all, because we was in a house. All of these applications were out. Anybody that had an Xbox, like one and up. Matter of fact, since back then, y'all know all of these apps started. They first used to come on the Xbox, Netflix, Hulu. All of these apps that's popping now. Fubo. All of these apps was out over 10 years ago, y'all. Swear to God. But they didn't take off to after 2020 with this thing called a pandemic. All these apps, DoorDash, Uber Eats, all of that shit been out. Y'all know all that stuff been out. But you're going to see somehow everything stopped, and then our life had to be lived through these apps. Remember, TV got corny. TV shut down. Nothing on. Everything got canceled. Nothing on. And then out of nowhere, you start seeing these streaming apps popping up. Hey, you want to watch TV? You go to these streaming apps when they already knew what? People wasn't paying for cable no more. They knew people was keeping Wi-Fi just to be on their phone. They also knew people was hooking up their phone, watching YouTube, stuff like that. They knew people was doing all that, downloading bootleg movies, watching them streaming. They knew all this. So these apps really were like, I'm telling you, they were really like made for the hood. They were made for like low-level shit. These apps were really made for like hood shit. Like, you know, okay, we know you don't really watch TV like that, but you watch your phone. So we're just going to make it where these apps are for you to watch on your phone or watch while you got Wi-Fi in the house. So they made all their money. You also see they had the gimmick with commercials, no commercials. But now Hulu was crashing. Another thing I'm telling y'all, we're going to get into with all these shows. When I keep telling y'all, a lot of people going missing. Y'all not looking at this whole year of fires, floods, tornadoes, evacuations, people that wasn't supposed to be in this country that's gone. You're not looking at all these numbers that was in the country, functioning the past 4 or 5 years. All of these numbers, y'all, are disappearing, which is being shown through the content. That's why viewership is dropping on every level, because a percentage of it is people are not around to watch it. If we know people getting put in camps, if we know people getting sent out the country, if we know people that's homeless, right? If we know all these different things, that's a percentage of viewership gone. We know people, cities evacuated. Cleveland just got flooded out not too long ago. Cities are flooded. My point is, it's affecting TV. It's affecting online. Numbers are decreasing. For one, that's one reason. All right, we're going to get back to that. So I'm showing you that this whole media thing is changing and shifting due to views and opinions, due to money, due to when I say everything is going back to family. Now, let me speed it up. Hulu is owned by Disney. Disney is family, which is also ABC, ESPN. So being that Disney said they're going to focus more on family, they're getting rid of Hulu, but I'm showing you that Hulu was really like a low-level type of thing. Yeah. Certain content. When they wanted to put out certain content, they put on that. Put it like this. They know y'all people love ID channel. They know some people love to watch First 48, murder, all that dark stuff. All the dark stuff they put on Hulu. That's what I mean by hood. See, these platforms, they know how to work their apps. Like all the happy family stuff, that's on Disney. All the dark stuff that people love, the psychological murder thriller, all that, Hulu. That's how it works. All right, so anyway, Disney is going, okay, I got to update it because I was telling y'all, when I first was going into all of this, like, yo, America's going to be back about families. Families. Don't matter who your family is, what you look like, families. That is a new market. That is what's being a target. They also understand 20 million plus people came in the country, which means 20 million plus families. And this is what's opening up the new market. When I tell you people going back to Disney World, people going back outside. Also, viewership is going back down, but people are going back outside. So viewership is going down because people know exactly what they want to watch. All right, let's go. I'm giving you the whole spectrum. Hulu app officially shutting down. All right, so we connecting the dots. BET shutting down, which is on CBS. These are two separate networks. You got proof they're shutting down. People also don't want to acknowledge that 1 million plus people became extinct because they had got sick during the, you know what? Remember? A lot of people gone. Now, to speed it up for you, to show and prove to y'all that the game is over with for those who still don't get it, Lil Baby cancels Dominique album in favor of Leaks. So he's promoting that he's canceling his album, but around here, I already told you he's been canceled, his career been over, because we also know they've been sold his record label. So I also been showing you how him, Cardi B, and others been playing the same game with their fans. My album's coming out. My album coming out. Then when it's time to come out, they make an excuse. That's how they've been keeping their fans engaged. The truth is their careers are finished. They could drop music online all day, but they not getting no more big checks. All right, that's it. Also blame Lil Baby as the face of when rap died officially, he was the last one rapping. All right, let's blame Lil Baby for killing rap. It was him in the end. All right, he finished it off. When rap had a chance to survive, Lil Baby came and stuck a machete in the side. That was him. All right. Also, you got the clue, right? To be a rapper, your name had to be Young, Lil, or Baby, or you wasn't gonna make it. Let's move on, y'all. Just showing you what the world talking about. Well, some of y'all might have knew this. I just knew one thing. Now, I knew they was witches. But now they talking about how they got 6 toes. So I didn't know they all had 6 toes. So they talking about how Kris Jenner got 6 toes. And I didn't know Kim and Chris and Kylie got 6 toes. I didn't know that. But one thing we do know, J-Lo got 6 fingers and 6 toes. I think she got 6 toes too. We saw the 6 fingers. Yeah, y'all. I told you got to be certain people in that game. Can y'all count her toes from here? Anybody watching on a certain screen, you can see her toes? I ain't want to look at them. Maybe if you're a toe freak, that's more for you to suck on, bro. Maybe so. Hey, ladies suck toes too. So check it out. Hey, I already assumed they witches, y'all. But if they're a family of 6 toes and 6 fingers, hey, it is what it is, y'all. I tell you what, it said a woman with 6 fingers give a hell of a hand drop. Something like that. I don't know. But let's move on, y'all. The curse of the Clintons. Uh-oh. We got to go back into this thing, y'all. We now got to talk about Howard Stern career over with. I already told you about Jay-Z, Beyonce career was over with. And I told you their career was really over in 2016 when they did that work for Hillary. And I went into the whole thing of how their career was really over since then. But they've been working this media for 7 years straight in every platform. And they made everybody go against their number one adversary, which was Kanye West. I went into how the Pablo tour was actually a tour put together to destroy the campaign of Jay-Z and Beyonce and Hillary. And y'all forget that during the campaign, Jay-Z and Beyonce concert for Hillary was super empty. Wherever they went, it was empty, empty, empty. And everywhere that Pablo tour went, it was packed, packed, packed. But why y'all everybody got thrown off? Because Kanye would perform the tour and then he would start ranting. Google lied to you. Jay-Z don't see you. Because Kanye was really campaigning against them, disguised as a rap concert, winning all of that. Now we got to go back into it because the same thing applies to Howard Stern. When y'all didn't get that, they been lost their influence. When I tell you they had so many big people behind them, black and white, but they still couldn't get the votes. So I knew doing my homework, it was really over for them back then. Y'all believed the dream and the hype. I'm going to say it again. How did you believe that woman was going to win last term if Hillary didn't win? If anybody was supposed to win or was going to win, it was her. This is when I knew people in my family was delusional and a lot of others were delusional. You thought somebody was going to win this last term when you saw she couldn't win. And she's the big dog with the big dogs behind her. And I'm the one that discovered, as I showed y'all, when I gave the proof after today, you will realize it for those who didn't get it. Hillary Clinton proved to us that Jay-Z and Beyonce didn't have no power. Because once again, we're going to get into it, how she turned them into little kids. And Hillary told Jay-Z and Beyonce, do that kiss y'all do. And she made them kiss for the campaign. She made them perform, rap their ass off and sing and dance. And Beyonce turned to a stripper and a dancer. They were performing their ass off. But somehow that shit was empty. And remember, J. Cole was with them too. But y'all didn't get, ever since that campaign, all their careers been over with. Yes. The plan was to ruin Jay-Z after the Obama term. Yes. Guess who's the biggest couple under fire right now as we speak? They saying they having the biggest messy divorce of all time. And I think after that, it's going to be Jay-Z and Beyonce the messiest after that. The curse of the Clintons. The president claims Howard Stern's Sirius XM show went down after the shock jock endorsed Miss Hillary in 2016. All right? Told y'all, man, a lot of people know what's up. It's just that in one department, I told you they had to keep them asleep. They could not let them know they lost their power in 2016, even though Kanye was screaming at them people. They lying. They got fake views. Mark all of them in on it. They all lying, y'all. They finessing y'all. They lying, man. They're not winning right now, man. Y'all gonna go down with the shit, man. He was trying to tell you, man. Kanye come out later and say, I'm free. I can do what I want. I say what I want. Kanye say, they don't control me. That's why I say we can call Kanye a jackass. We call him whatever we want. But he's going to tell you what it is. They don't control me. And you know by the way his damn mouth run, he's not controlled. Not like Jay-Z and them. So, big campaign. This time, instead of Howard Stern, it was Shannon Sharpe platform, remember? All right. So, this time, it was Shannon Sharpe platform, remember? Okay. Clues. The president claimed the shock jock show went down after Howard Stern chose to endorse Clinton over him in 2016 presidential. I'm showing you that because it goes back to when I said they were all friends. I went into the whole thing yesterday, how they drew a line. I went into the day before yesterday with Gail. They drew a line and they chose sides. Howard Stern is one of them. He was cool with the president. But when I tell you a line was drawn, people switched sides, and that's what happened. But they forgot it been up since then. Because when I tell you, they were talking a lot. When you see everybody with a microphone, with a big platform that had millions of listeners, they are the ones that spread their influence. When you take Howard Stern, Charlemagne, get it? All of these people, Gayle King, Oprah, all these people, they created a behavior. See, the Blue felt like they was going to lose the community years ago. They knew that. And they said, over our dead body, that's not going to happen. We have fought too long to build this community up. We have fought too long to get them where they at now. We're not losing this. And that was, to me, that's what it was all about. You know what I'm saying? So, I know what's up. I'm talking to grown-ups. But let's go have some fun, y'all. This is what I like to do. All right, let's go back into history. Once again, my people on the channel, y'all know what's up. This is when it was already proven that this whole thing proved that they didn't have no power. At this time, Kanye and Kim were over them. At this time, Kanye and Kim was getting married or something like that. Remember, they didn't want to come. Remember, it's all together. They were jealous of Kim and Kanye. You know why they were mad? You know why Jay-Z was jealous? Jay-Z was like, man, I knew Kim when she was a little girl. I remember Kim when she was a nobody. That's how Jay-Z looked at Kim. He looked at Kanye like this. Kanye, you better just make them beats. They ain't brought Kanye to the label. Jay didn't respect his raps. Jay didn't want Kanye to rap. So in the end, y'all, it built resentment. That's, yo, we talk about a man that's jealous and a hater, that's him. Yo, these are things we heard about in the flesh: jealousy, envy, lust, hatred. That's him in the flesh. So they didn't want to accept the fact that, let's look at it. You got to look at this shit for real. She been on Star Search since a little girl. He been trying to rap since 89. Here come this guy from Chicago. That was an accident. Here come this lady that was in sex tapes. They become bigger than both of them. See, I'm going to slow it up for you today. They became bigger than both of them. Doing nothing, too. Not doing too much. So, they resented that. Remember? That's why I say you're going to see it clear, y'all. The only people that sustained is the people that stood up to them or left them alone. But you will see everybody else that it's only different. This is how it went. Either you stood up to them and you got connected with the right people after that, and you flourished, your career went on, or you got blackballed, or you had to get in line. And everybody that got in line, they made sure their career stayed under them. When I told y'all the truth last time, if Kendrick wasn't Jay-Z's friend, maybe Kendrick could have took Jay-Z out. You know what I'm saying? But Jay-Z knew the art. If I be cool with the best rappers, hey, they can't be better than me because we cool. So this is when Hillary Clinton turned them into little kids. You will see it. When I was telling y'all that King and Queen shit was a front, this was the proof. She made them perform, y'all. And they were performing at arenas and it was empty. But being that they control black media, black bloggers, it was not a trend, meaning this shit was supposed to be big news. Ha ha ha. Jay-Z and Beyonce empty arenas. Like how they laugh at everybody else. You know, every other celebrity, when they don't sell out an arena, they laugh at them, right? Not with them. Nope. This shit never happened. It never happened. Because Jay-Z controls history. He controls your history, your present, and your future. So they got turned to little kids. We know this already. Oh, you're so cute. Huh? Hillary Clinton was treating her like her daughter, Chelsea. The key to the whole thing is she made them perform. And you ain't hear nothing about no charge. You ain't hear nothing about nothing. But this is what ruined their ass, y'all. What ruined Jay-Z and Beyonce, for those who are slow, they lost all of their pop fans. When I tell these bloggers and I tell these certain sites, it doesn't matter how much you co-sign them. It doesn't matter how much you glorify them. It doesn't much. I don't care if they just dropped $1 billion on a shopping spree, bought 8 Maybachs. I don't care what they do. They lost their pop stars. If you understand who pop stars are, this is why none of them are celebrity superstars no more. And that shit happened since 2016. That's why when I go back to Usher, he lost all his pop stars in 2017, 18. When I tell you this thing been going on. When Usher got kicked off The Voice, he was a pop star at that time still. But when you don't have certain fans, You're no longer a pop star. You're just black entertainment after that. All right? That's why Usher will never get a Lifetime Achievement Award outside of BT. All right? And that's why they're portraying Kendrick as a puppet on the string. Let's go. Back to this. Control. All right? This is what I tell you. When I went into the whole thing of the Blue Party always controlled the industry, y'all. That's what people didn't get. They always controlled it. And if they said you're going to perform, that's what you're going to do. They the ones behind the gangster rap program. They the ones that understood in our generation, rap music can be transitioned into votes and influence. Black entertainment can be used to push all of our agendas, every single last one of them. From social service systems to the ones who think they're smart and upper echelons. This system will control all of them. They knew this back then, y'all. So they always knew what time it was. They controlled the whole thing. And the celebrities know that and knew that. But I tell you now, they forgot their place. That's what happened. All right? Plus, they all got used as pawns. They got, see, this is what happened, y'all. The celebrities got turned into political figures. And their job was to turn their fans into political figures. So when I tell you and show y'all that everybody did not get political until a certain era. It was a teaching, a planning, it was a grooming. More y'all became more concerned with politics than your own family, than your own self, your own life. Though it got there well, you ain't never gonna change nothing, and then you say you're gonna ever change nothing. And then half the people we know in real life, they can't even change their household with their mouth. All right, that's the whole facts. So let's go. I'm showing you how she always controlled them, y'all. And it's tied in. The truth is their career been over since then. When she said, can y'all do that kiss for me, y'all do? All right? And she made them kiss and all that shit, y'all. But what y'all not getting, this is when it was over for them. After this, he bought Tidal, all these other stuff they started doing for publicity stunts. This is when they turned up on this damn internet on all cylinders, and they started gunning this shit down with so much fake controlling news, and they smacked, and they had a meeting with Nori and everybody else, and all of them got to working. And this was when the plan was also put together. Everybody gonna go against Kanye. Because one thing knew about Kanye and his wife controlled the algorithm. So Jay-Z put together his shit to take out Kanye. This is why Kanye became a joke the past 8 years, 7 years, 6 years, because they controlled the shit. Then you're going to see, as soon as they got accused of being with Diddy, Kanye comes back out. Kanye start flexing muscle authority because Kanye knows what I know. They don't have no more power. What I've been telling y'all since last year. I've been telling y'all that. When I said everybody going to still be scared of them, everybody going to still be waiting on them. But I said, family, them, LeBron, all of them, they don't have no more power. I already told you already. I know truth in season. That's why everything I know, we speaking about things, it was a time you couldn't talk about this stuff. Yes, but no, now it's out the bag. They were controlled the whole time, and their job was to control you. But the curse of Hillary is like this. Their career went down after this. And they saying ever since this, Howard Stern views went down. Also, for people that know the truth, Howard Stern was the one to establish Sirius Radio, and he's been on there for 20 years. Also to show you that they've been ahead of us with this tech podcast stuff. All right, podcast goes back to, I know for a fact since 2009, I've been just dealing with it. Strictly on the what? iPod. So, let's go. All right? When I told y'all already, we looked at it, that they kiss was a gimmick. Their whole couple together was a gimmick, y'all. When they both could not win independently, they became a gimmick after Diddy put them together. So I'm asking you again, when have you saw them really by themselves? I'm talking about Jay-Z. He rode her wave the whole time. Jay-Z rode the political wave. See, he was this drug dealer rapper. Nas eated that gimmick. He didn't have that career no more. That he couldn't come out as this rapping ass guy no more. Then he said, what? I'm the executive. Change clothes. After playing executive role, what did he say next? I'm going to get into politics. I'm going to be the man sitting next to the black president. And they're going to respect me like the black president. He ran with that gimmick for years. In the meanwhile, riding his wife's success. At the same time, impregnating her allegedly. At the same time, he didn't do much, y'all. So I'm also going to show you how it really been over for him. What else we look? Y'all not getting through your head. Y'all not getting through your head that he's the old man that didn't want to leave. Huh? When you keep forgetting that he's way older than Beyonce, he's been riding her wave her whole career. So if she been with him since how old? Well, just know that man been riding her wave since then, which means she never really had a chance to be herself. But he's the old man, right? He's the old man y'all still talking about. But I'm going to show you how. When I tell you she made them goddamn be mascots, she made them perform, shit was empty. That meant the whole America turned against them. To make it clear, everybody red been washed their hands with them back then. Now, you count all the states that voted, you count those percentages of people that put somebody in office, and you will know that's all the percentages against him and Howard Stern. And what show is Howard Stern on? Steve Colbert. See the pattern? Steve Colbert canceled. Bop. Howard Stern canceled. Bop. Because I told you, all they did was bash people 24/7. Simple, y'all. It's up. Because when you bash it, you bringing smoke on your platform on Sirius. Then on a night show, both of y'all bringing smoke. And then you got to look at it was hundreds of these people. And they all had influence, which means if you put all together, they influenced millions. If you look at damn near the whole country got influence, then you're going to see damn near the whole country in trouble. And I'm telling you, it's the reason why numbers decreasing. They losing viewership. They losing human beings. A lot of their supporters ain't around no more. It's happening. If a lot of y'all believed in a lot of this shit, meaning that life was going to be a big party and you're just going to be able to say and do what you want and just lay around and just disrespect people, whatever you thought. All it is now is shit is back to business. That's it. And it's personal for certain people. So what else Howard Stern did was very important. This is the platform in which Usher actually told on Diddy. This is when I assume he started trying to separate from Diddy. He basically threw Diddy under the bus as a Geppetto on this interview. And now looking at it, I think that was part of the whole plan. I also assumed that I think Usher was trying to get away from Diddy back then. But it's also something I showed y'all. Right after this episode, after Usher did this, not too long after that, maybe a year, maybe. All you got to know is after this interview, Usher was accused of STD behavior. And after that, Usher's career was done. All right? So, this is what, in my opinion, this was part of the match lit against Diddy too. So, I say that to say, when a lot of y'all didn't get, because remember, hip-hop make you an idiot. So, when Usher was brought in this game at 13, people didn't comprehend that he was around all these grown men that are perverts. You got the proof they perverts today. He was around all of these grown-ups, handled by Diddy. This is where the Geppetto shit comes from, y'all. The jokes, the secret things, where they've been trying to tell us things they did to Usher. How they control, you get it? No, that's what it's about. L.A. Reid charges right now. He's Usher handler. You see his ass right by Usher. Babyface. The dark shade man. Babyface plays in the cut. He don't want to get in no trouble. Babyface play that smile, but they robbed a lot of people for their money. Babyface chilling with TLC money right now. That's right. You see the prickhead Jermaine Dupri. All of them are down with Usher. All of them, no. All of them are part of being Usher handlers from a teenager. But we don't know what happened to Usher. When I said that, you're going to see a difference. Usher, he probably wouldn't even said this on a black platform. But see, he know on these platforms, they're not going to play with him. But remember, a lot of us don't have Sirius. We don't listen to Sirius radio. But this was already put out on Diddy back in 2016. When he did his interview about how Diddy had him in the house. Not just that under the covers, But he was also talking about how he was sleeping with grown-ass women. That's pedo stuff. See? In your world, that's normal, but really, Usher was a little boy being taken advantage of, and which I don't get. Usher never had a chance to be a kid. This is why recently, when he was on Keke Palmer episode, Keke Palmer asked Usher how was his first kiss, and Usher got stuck and couldn't even remember. He couldn't even remember, y'all. That's when I've been knowing their brain was damaged, y'all. But you're not looking at these child stars, how grown women be taking advantage of. They never had a chance to choose their first date, none of that shit. Be kids. That's why they grow up to be weird. When they came in as kids, right? Things happen to them. But these grown men control them their whole career and their whole life. They can't never go against none of these grown men. And y'all not looking at how all these grown men are put in place to control their ass. Even though they can't never grow up and say, you know what, I'm tired of all that. I want to just leave these niggas alone. I want to just live my life. They can't do that. So you see Usher left the country. Who he with? Russell Simmons. He's still with an executive. Russell Simmons raised him too. Usher is 1,000% industry baby boy that was sold as a youngster. The kids get dropped off in the contract. The parents get the money, don't show their face. Usher, Keke Palmer, Justin Bieber, keep going. Chris Brown. But when they're around these old perverts, y'all, that's when they get fondled very young. All right? I'm saying it for a reason. That's why you're going to keep seeing these jokes. Home Alone. The Step Predators. Because they get them young. Then you hear about how K. Michelle was around R. Kelly? But somehow you never probably thought maybe K. Michelle was around R. Kelly when she was young. See, they know them early, y'all. That's some of the stuff y'all don't get. That's some of the stuff y'all don't get. Now let's keep it moving, because they saying Kendrick is a you-know-what, a puppet. That's why, that's also the secret, y'all. You see Kendrick? Pinocchio also represents the minor. Usher was Pinocchio, a minor. You see Geppetto? That's the executives, his handler. All of them handled Usher when he was young. They're Geppettos, Usher's Pinocchio. This is why celebrities, they do as they told and they fucking lie all day. Because they all have handlers of their careers. Get it? And then you're going to see these dirty executives, somehow they never die. They always around, but all the artists always die. All right? Let's keep it going. We talking about Black Hollywood still. Also, Freaky Friday. All right, exclusives for y'all, LUNELL. For all y'all that love it. Freaky Friday, y'all. All right, LUNELL is cooking Shannon Sharpe. I'm also doing this to piss Shannon Sharpe off because he don't like black women. And he don't like that kind of stuff. That's why I'm doing this. I'm trolling Shannon. That's right. But he don't want none of that anyway. But I think she said, if you're young, bro, pull up. She waiting in the morning. I hope she wasn't doing this shit for OnlyFans. All right, bro. I know damn well you like granny porn. That's why I did this for you, bro. All right, let's move on, man. Back to Howard Stern. Now, Usher was also dry snitching on Diddy. That's why to this day, y'all, Usher's fight to survive Diddy. What y'all don't get about this shit is all of the Geppetto shit happened already. You look at Usher, but you don't look at maybe Usher was being abused as young. You don't look at it, Usher. They were making Usher get in the bed and they all was wiping baby all on him. See? That's why they're accused of what they're accused of, y'all. So I'm saying all of that to show you it's all over because he did that on Howard Stern platform too. So it's not just that. These platforms were for agendas. So now it's just all coming back around because now we're in a time of entertainment. And people on certain sides, it just is what it is. And plus, they had a run. But it is said that Usher was trying to get away from Diddy, and this was part of his outlet and when it started, him trying to get away. All right? So back to this. You're going to see two things happen. Back to the curse of Hillary. The last time they was on any type of level was this. They went down after this. When I said stuff like, yo, they really just all wanted to support Barack. But I don't think they wanted nothing to do with the rest of this shit. This is what turned majority of the country against them, y'all, which means they was not really making no real money. They was not really doing nothing. And this is when I tell you that after this, their only concern was making sure they keep control over the black community. And that was it. But Hillary had already reduced them into mascots, and she made them do their kiss gimmick. And it still didn't get elected, y'all. Then, icing on the cake after this, what happened? Hillary, Kanye, and Kim take a picture at Kim K house. Hillary and Kanye takes a picture together after it's all over with, trolling them. All right? So, once again, I'm just showing you how this whole thing right here you're looking at was to shut this down. When y'all didn't get, they was having political wars back then. When he said, Jay-Z don't send you, that was right here. He was ruining the campaign. And Jay-Z couldn't say nothing. You're going to see they couldn't say nothing. And it was a fact that what? This shit was empty. But this is when it started. Hey, Kanye, love Jay-Z and Beyonce even more. All right? Meanwhile, no, y'all, this was world news. Kanye West has an incredible flying stage, and it looks like the future of concerts. 2016. That is almost 10 years ago. When I tell you people's life went down the drain, almost 10 years ago. When I tell you people been under this spell, and they still didn't realize ain't nothing in their life changed. It only got worse. This is going to be 10 years ago in a minute. All right? So, when I say, let's look at 10 years later, now you seeing people not at the same level they was. In your mind, they still at that level, which when I tell you a lot of people stuck in the past, they have not been winning since then, but you're not comprehending that's 9 years ago. 9 years ago. This is 9 years ago. So when we talk about how things flip, now you're going to see Kanye good now. All right, certain people are good. Years later, you seeing Shannon Sharpe is not the good guy no more. So I'm showing you how the game has flipped, but through social media, they've been able to portray different images, and these images they've been portraying became the lies that a lot of y'all been believing that they still run shit. This is why they had to put Kendrick under contract. This is why they had to scout and hate on everybody. Because they were in the gutter, y'all. Politically, pop star-wise, and the truth is, they already lost the black influence. Because y'all already, the women were more into Nicki. The rap people were into Future. Other people into other things in music. Music had already changed. So they didn't control music influence no more neither, y'all. This is what I'm telling you. We are just getting the proof that they've been using bots since back then and creating their own topics. But if you can look now clear, you will see they really didn't do nothing. If she didn't do the Renaissance tour and Cowboy Carter, you will be able to look back and say, yo, they really didn't do shit, because they didn't ever since 2016. All right, so that's why they keep trying to rebrand themselves, but it's not working. So they kiss was branded as a gimmick. Beyonce, could you just do that kiss for me? All right? Puppets. Who does that at a concert? Who does that? Ashford and Simpson ain't even kissed that fake. All right? But now, I will still let you know, 2025, they still do the gimmick. But this time, it looked real fake in Atlanta. We were laughing. It looked very fake. All right? When y'all don't get, all he did was grow out dreads. He didn't want to be corporate no more. He didn't want to be political no more because they lost. So to get back with the blacks, you got to go back hood and you got to go back to the streets. One way he controlled them blacks, that microphone. So what'd he do? Go back to his rapper image, because I told you they really rappers. They don't have no more power. Never was king and queen. His ass rapping on stage at 50-something. That's right. And what else I say? What else y'all didn't get? A lot of y'all got it. Now, remember before this in Atlanta, I kept saying, this fool won't even come out with his wife. He letting his wife, thanks, Lunell. He keep letting his wife get dragged the whole Cowboy Carter tour. He won't come out. what happened? In the end, he come out. But I was saying that before that. She was getting dragged so bad, he had to come out. But he didn't want to come out till it was Atlanta. He didn't want to come out in no red state. No, y'all. All this because of Jay-Z. You just think about how much Jay-Z co-signed your favorite president, and then you will see everybody that hate that era, everybody that had to sit all that time, just know, everybody hates Jay-Z. They hate him more than 44. So this is why I knew they wasn't making no real money. This is how I know they don't have no real influence. When I saw Taylor Swift made $6 billion, the same exact time she was doing Renaissance tour, she made $6 billion in one tour. Back then, I told you, Taylor Swift is back the queen. She is crowned the queen, which was putting Beyonce to shame, meaning I was showing you that the industry is putting their favorites back at the top. And I showed you ever since Taylor Swift been winning, her and Travis Kelce was the power couple to replace them. And then I showed you that as Taylor Swift been getting all this praise, they've been getting all this what? Bad news. It's been playing out through media. It's just that if you just watch one department, you didn't get the whole picture. You only got one side of the news. All right? When you were dissing Kanye, you see Business Insider respected Kanye. See, y'all was still in the world of rap, but y'all don't understand that Kanye already went past rap. Once he took off with those Yeezys, y'all, Kanye wasn't really a rapper no more after that. He was respected. He was on a level as a businessman. That is how he got the billion. We looked at him. You looked at him as a rapper because that was Jay-Z's game. Look at everybody as a peon rapper. But you're not looking at how Kanye took off before them. And this also when they started putting their money together. And this also when they started trying to play the billionaire game after this. I got another question for you. I got another statement for you. I need you to check on if they were billionaires before this campaign. I need you to go look that up for me. All right? It's Friday, y'all. We up. Y'all see how Oprah Winfrey influence was gone. That's right. They had the biggest of the big. And that's why I say it's this thing is all about acceptance. People don't want to accept. It was a lot of fights. But y'all lost. You were winning for years, and you lost. It's over. It's not just because you lost. It's because people are different. Times are different. Things change. People are already finished, ruined. Whatever they are. The question is, did anything good come out of it? That's all people got to ask. Did the good come out? We know bad things going to happen, but did you get anything good? Your proof is in your face. Now, when we say you live in a fake world, if you cannot acknowledge what the world is really, if you cannot acknowledge what things really are, this is why people had to keep focusing on politics. You know why the game that's played? Don't focus on the real world, focus on politics. You see this political stuff? It's making things worse. But don't look at the worst shit we already in. You see that? Don't look at the worst shit we just been through. Don't look at the worst shit we stuck in. Told you, man. Wizards and warlocks. Masters of the blame game. But the curse of Hillary is for real. All right? Howard Stern, they say his ratings went down ever since. He on Steve Colbert, cancel. Everybody's canceled. All right? Let's keep it pushing. What else? What else is the talk of the town? I forgot to talk about. They say Chris Brown is so low and sorry, he trying to get sympathy from women because it is said that Chris Brown has his 11-year-old daughter on tour with him. And on top of that, they say he also got these twin sisters on tour with him. Yeah, you're going to see. Now that Chris Brown is being accused of a baby or a participant, he's being accused of a woman, you get it? Gimmick. Only the black celebrities are using their kids as a gimmick. Nobody else is bringing kids on stage, but y'all stupid ass. Y'all the only ones going to be freaky on stage and still bring y'all kids. That's black entertainment, y'all. So, this how low they getting. And in case you're wondering if Rika looks familiar, it's because she is a homegirl, is a cast member on Baddies Gone Wild. That's right. Baddies Gone Wild. Y'all know what Baddies about. Pretty girl, pretty woman, that's dysfunctional. All you gotta know about them chicks on baddies, they them chicks that's gonna fuck up everything you got. They gonna fuck up your home, they gonna fuck up your car, your life, everything. That's right. No, y'all. Baddies or chicks, you supposed to just take the hotels and leave them. Shit. Give them burner phone numbers. Shit. That's how you do them baddies, y'all. Baddie, baddie, baddie. That's it. So, they still telling y'all, nobody listen. Black people, what if your whole life you tried to find knowledge through everything? Books, conscious community, people with microphones, people with African outfits, all type of stuff, people with beards and all this, whatever. But what if all the truth was given to you in a cartoon? It was the purest form of information you ever could get in this present day and time. But since it was a cartoon, you guys missed the float. You missed the boat. That's when I also knew a lot of y'all wasn't real seekers of knowledge. Because if you know anything about knowledge, knowledge is hidden everywhere. But you always taught knowledge come from one source. How somebody dress or how they talk. Long story short, y'all, people that know about the Boondocks, I already know they're smarter than the average person anyway. Because the Boondocks has so much shit in it throughout the decades. But it told us about so much stuff. It pranked everything. The Boondocks showed us how the same way they celebrated Diddy being free, the same way they celebrated R. Kelly. And it was so funny because they had the youngsters outside saying free R. Kelly. They would always talk about Black power. They would talk about a lot of stuff, but the Boondocks told a lot of truth. That's why you're going to see it say, nobody listened. You know what I'm saying? So, this was going on today, y'all. We understand that a lot of people in the country got to go. It's time for their ass to get out of here. It's time for their ass to get swept the fuck up. When we talk about how Americans became so low, let's ask a question. Hey, let's talk about tariffs. We can talk about that. But let's talk about first how the hell did so-called people of this country become so low? We spoke about so many mothers slaying their own child that I had to stop talking about it. See, it's so many different agendas that was going on that we spoke about. I had to just leave it alone. Youngsters getting snatched up like Fast and Furious. Parents slaying their own. So we already came to the conclusion that these people right here incompetent. They can't raise their own kids no more. They fucking stupid as hell, y'all. Let's look. This woman allegedly stomped her daughter's stomach several times over spilled cereal. A mother could possibly face the death penalty for allegedly stomping her 7-year-old daughter to death after the girl spilled her cereal. All right? So who does this, y'all? All right, then. So it's a reason why everybody going to jail. It's a reason why people are going to get wiped out. It's a reason why this behavior, this lifestyle is not tolerated no more. And people like this are frowned upon. People like this are not considered human, y'all. When I tell you it's not about race, it's about behavior. It just so happened that people with this behavior have a certain background. This shit will not stop. And what y'all not getting, this is world news. The most stupidest shit prove that parents are incompetent and parents are slaying their own kids. And we also know kids slaying their parents. We ain't going there. I'm just going to keep showing y'all. It's a certain mentality that has to be erased. It's called a minority report. Yeah. That's what it's called, y'all. It's called people looking like humans, but they're not humans. A lot of these people have psychological issues, but they still got kids. A lot of these people have mental issues, but they walking around like they normal. They have fucking issues. They will break quick, and they at your job. People are not who they are. People don't have no soul no more, y'all. A lot of people don't. You know it's a soul and a spirit. You'll see this woman look like she can't even laugh. People don't know that's part of your spirit being gone when you got a fake laugh and smile. When you don't even laugh and joke no more. It ain't in you. Everything is just gone. You don't understand. When they sell their soul, it means a lot. They sell their laughter. They sell their joy. The number one thing they sell, which I don't get, is when they sell their soul, they sell their talent too. So it's a reason why when they get a certain amount of money, They don't hit like that after that. When you sell your soul, you also lose your talent because you sell your talent. You sell your soul. See, the music comes from your soul, your heart, your lyrics, your beats. That come from you, but you sell it for a price. But after you sell it and everybody make money off of it, you're not the same no more, which means you don't write the same, you don't sound the same, you don't hit like that because you sold your soul. Get it? You cashed out already. This is why they got to get into all this other shit. Media hype, stealing, blackmailing, because once you're going to see it. Now, I want you to think about every person that made it. Every person you liked before they made it. They one way, their music hit a whole nother way. Then it's something about once they get that deal, or once they get too big, they just lose it. So when they say you want the old hoe, buy my old album. But in reality, that's not the truth because an artist supposed to always paint pictures. If you're an artist, if you a musician, you're supposed to always make good music to the day you die. But you're going to see, that's another thing in rap. Rappers can't transition over. R&B singers can. It's rappers can't transition. Because if you're a rapper that can't transition, after a while, your lyrics your style gets whack. If you're a beat maker that don't transition, your beats get whack. It gets outdated. So rap is the only department where they had a problem with transition over music-wise. And you'll see in rap, once they get so big, they lose it all. Get it? That's why I be like that. But this, when we talk about Kanye, always been an innovator and inspirer. Y'all know he always did that. He knows how to what? Reinvent himself where he won't get boring. That's why when you look at the whole shit, you only hear about certain people blackballing, blackmailing, and certain people you don't hear nothing about. All right? But it all was a big monopoly umbrella. So that's why I got to show y'all this. This is going to be the biggest thing smoking, y'all. I just don't deal. I don't touch with it. This breakup, I already assume, y'all. This is my assumption. I don't know when. I assume they're going to break up. I assume this is going to be the biggest marriage breakup in history. It's going to be a lot of stuff. But first, it's about this one. And Michelle is the one putting things on blast. Opening up about having bad years in marriage and struggling to find that connection as divorce of the century rumors continue to bury former First Lady and her husband. So when I tell you it's some things going on, when I said from the top of the bottom of that pyramid, it's a regime switch and the whole pyramid, the whole shit is being reset. Yo, y'all, when I tell you, you just been through history, we just been through some of the realest shit ever. We just been through the realest shit ever, and it's still going down. See, I'm gonna tell y'all what's the treacherous of the whole thing. The treachery is, y'all, is people that got caught up in it all and they believed every single thing. And now, right, it's to the point now where you actually could see that people are brain damaged from this shit. That's what people don't get. You can see it now. You can see it now, y'all. You can clearly see it. And you can see that without the leaders, without their handlers, it's like people don't know what to do. Now, also, the world is switching and changing, and it's going 1,000, speeding up. Let me show y'all something. Let's go. All right? Because it's about these deals in the corporation. We're going to get into that. Homeland Security removes age limits for ICE recruits to boost hiring for deportations. All right? So they're showing you right. If you got a clean background and you're trying to make some good money, you can work for ICE right now. But see, it's showing us how many people was in it. Family, y'all not looking at it. Let's look at it how we grew up in the country, right? It was a lot of us here. Let's say after a certain year, 2010, that shit doubled. Let's say after 2015, it just doubled. And majority of people other than us, they ass not even supposed to be here. Get more money than us, doing a whole more dirt, doing dirt we don't even do. Taking advantage of all the benefits. So look at it now, how everybody took advantage. Everybody got rich. Everybody had their fun. Now this shit finally on lockdown. But we paying the price because of what everybody else already did. Homeland Security removes age limit for ICE recruits to boost hiring for Trump. Okay, so when we spoke about this whole thing of people getting kicked out the country, it's all together. Because Hollywood were the main ones participating in two things. Foreign entities, and they were the main ones harboring migrants for many reasons. It's a lot of things I don't get about Hollywood and these people. First of all, the plugs lived in Hollywood. The rich gotta have their rich drugs. Cartels. The cartels also are the ones that deal with the sex trafficking. The ones that bring the pretty woman to the parties. The pretty Brazilian woman, the pretty whatever. All right? Celebrities throw parties. They like to pick which women come. They have people that provide the woman. This is how it works. It's been like that forever. But these are done by foreign entities, which are rich cartels that run shit. Shown to you in Training Day. You got Russian cartels. I say you're just trained to focus on certain people. Asian cartels. Cartels of every race, every country. In California. Rich. Also due to the what? Computer hacking. All in California from north to south. But it was people benefiting off of this. These companies, startup companies. It's a lot of stuff. Y'all not looking at how all of these people were using foreign entities to make money while you still hearing all this crying about how Americans ain't got no job. It's all this unemployment. It's all this unemployment. You're not looking at who actually had all the jobs. You're not getting it, y'all. It was people hiring people in this country so they didn't have to hire you. And it went on for years. And they was not paying taxes for years. So it's a reason why shit is messed up. People kept getting mad at the wrong stuff. Now, let's go back. Because I'm going to show you what's happening. From the top to the bottom, it's a cleanup. That's why you see troops on the ground. Troops on the ground in this country all over. That's what it is. So you see in Cali getting shaken up from the top to the bottom. Okay, now let's look at the streets being rounded up. Now let's also look at how the celebrities, they're not allowed right now. All right, their neighborhood is shut down for the summer. Meanwhile, their voices, platforms are being collapsed. They're all together, y'all. You see, it was a big movement. You're going to see their biggest home, their biggest stronghold, where their biggest influence come from, where all of them live at. You will see that is the main place under this certain watch. And you also are now seeing all of their voices, all of their powerful, influential people, they all being shamed or dismissed. Another joke the president was saying about Howard Stern is, not only did his views go down since she was on the platform, he basically saying he corny now. So, and he also said that him and Howard used to be cool. The president reacted, Howard Stern is a name I haven't heard. I used to do his show. We used to have fun, but I haven't heard that name in a long time. Throwing shots, saying he washed up. So you always see him throwing shots at people's career. And I'm just showing you that when I gave you the proof that they were all cool at one point, but when somebody came in the White House, they went on different sides. And then it got disrespectful. Sit. All right. I haven't heard Howard Stern's name. So he then asked for more information on the situation. What happened? He got terminated? So the president is saying, Howard Stern is a name. I haven't heard that in a while. I used to do his show. We used to have fun together. I haven't heard that name in a long time. What you say happened again? When he got terminated? So you see what's going on, right? Howard Stern terminated. Steve Colbert terminated. You catching the drift? When I said this ain't about race, it's about a lot of people going to get whacked. Some kind of way. It's just going to happen. It's just their time. Their career's up. But the main reason is this, y'all. It's not about just the president. It's being proven through the analytics and the money. The contracts they paid when Stephen Colbert ready to get 50 million, the contracts they facing ain't adding up with their viewership. Because you have to understand when the country flips, the viewership flips. If my show is winning on BT during one era, if things change, my shit ain't gonna pop no more like that. That's how it just works. It just goes like that. It swings. All right. So look at it like this. Majority of the country don't want to hear their mouth. So time's up. Majority of the country do not want to hear their mouth. All right. I'm giving you the clues now. Don't want to hear their mouth no more. Because they had big mouths for a long time. And who went on his platform? Well, I said his platform was over after Bobby Brown. But some people feel like his platform was over ever since he had somebody running. All right, so it's up. Now let's go back to the top of the top. Once again, Freaky Friday, y'all. I got to show y'all some love on Freaky Friday because it's all about LUNELL. She is the only one standing up against Shannon. Let's ask the question again. Why is it only the woman going against these men? That's the only thing I'm not getting. It's starting to show to me, you know what it's starting to show? It's starting to show really like all these men the same, and they be so scared and terrified they not next. Get it? Like when you don't got a leg to stand on, you really can't say too much. So, how is we not able to see this feature film about Shannon Sharpe ex that he was with? He allegedly threatened to take her out. Now, let's go. LUNELL slams Shannon Sharpe as ugly and more insults. So she is calling this man ugly on national platforms. He trending for being called ugly. And she ain't sparing no mercy. It's also being said that she kicking him when he down. But the truth is, she tried to get on the platform, y'all, and he denied her because that's when he was popping and he ain't want nothing to do with LUNELL. But it said that recently, since he been in trouble and shit ain't going good, he tried to get her on the platform, and she said no. Let me find out Shannon Sharpe tried to use her for a pawn, y'all. Let me find out. If he did that, that's some low shit. You mean to tell me now you want to go black after you've been trashing black women? Say it ain't so, Shannon. And that's why Monique said, Shannon, you need to mess with a woman your age. You wouldn't be in no trouble. See, if you would have let LUNELL on the show, if you would have hit that, two things would have happened. You wouldn't be in trouble for young ladies, and she wouldn't be dragging you right now. All right, Shannon? And she's your age. What is wrong with you dealing with a woman your age? What is wrong with you, Shannon? All right? All right, then. Freaky Friday, y'all. Freaky Nation, stand up. This for y'all. TGIF. Just please, just do this. Just do this one thing. Ladies, if you're going to wear your thought slippers, just don't have your kids with you in the daytime when you do that, all right? Please? You see LUNELL with her thought slippers on, right? That's right. That's the thought slippers, y'all. Granny porn. Y'all know she dropped some granny porn, right? Damn right. Go check it out, bro. But the truth is, let's keep it real. I think she might do the better than some young people, man. I think she do, man. A lot of young people burnt out. I think so. Freaky Friday, guys. All right, man. I'm just trolling, right? Because Shannon don't like that shit. That's why I'm doing it. He don't like black women. He don't like that shit. Especially not just black women. Shannon don't like nothing of a certain weight. He like all his women look like little girls. See that? That's a grown woman right there, though. He like that. No, y'all. Shannon is an insecure man. He's an insecure man. He's insecure, y'all. You got the proof. You also see the mindset. Now, let's look. When he got with that 19-year-old, was he trying to get a woman like his ex? Let's look at this shit, man. This shit is weird now. Shannon Sharpe accuser claims ex-NFL star threatened to take her life for filing a restraining order against him. This is still going on in the cut. She gave this interview in the UK, but look, that was in May. That's Michelle Evans. So what you looking at? What you already know about Shannon. This is who Shannon Sharpe really is, y'all. So can you please throw that shit out the window? All that man did was start putting on some glasses, and start trying to dress cool. And he kept talking about LeBron. That's all he did, y'all. That's it. That's who Shannon is. Back then, Shannon was not known for nothing black at all. The man grew up on a farm. He played football. That's all he knew. That's it. But this another. I'm just showing you the nails in Shannon coffin is gonna keep coming until he off this goddamn internet. As long as he talking, y'all, he gonna keep getting smoked. That's what he don't get. Only way he gonna be spared, he got to bow down. He got to bow out, or his ass better just do podcasts or video. Long as he trying to influence and push opinions, nope, he gonna get taken out. Let's look. One of Shannon Sharpe, RAPE, accusers has now claimed a former NFL star threatened to take her life in a bid to keep her quiet. Michelle Evans is now 52 years old. She came forward in a bombshell interview with Daily Mail on April 24th to detail disturbing parallels, meaning her situation is exactly what she heard in the new case he had with the young lady. She's saying the same thing he did with me. So she really saying when he gave that threat on the phone to that young lady, he meant it because he said the same thing to me. That's what she's saying. So let's look. Now, another thing people not comprehending, how April 24th and Ben was trying to come for his neck too, but this news was getting downplayed. This was giving proof because he was in a relationship with her. And this relationship had confirmed the lawsuit against him. So you able to see how they was able to suppress this news all the way up until he made his payout. But this is the main thing y'all got to peep. This for the black people. You still not getting how Shannon Sharpe used the black card to your face and gave a live interview to gaslight y'all with lies that Tony Busby had charges against him because he black. And the only reason why Tony Busby charged him, Diddy, because they black. He said that, y'all. Then made a payout, then come back, and he did not come back and apologize. He been lying to people for so long. He thought that lie of him being attacked because he black was going to keep y'all watching and keep y'all engaged. You now have proof Shannon Sharpe has paid more than every other community than the black community. Or if that alone, his ass should be canceled. You got the proof. He gave a whole nother race generational wealth. He didn't do shit for Georgia. All right, so let's leave it alone. On that note, Shannon, you should have hit that. Now you got something to worry about. Because now I think Monique going to come out roasting your ass too. That's it. TGIF, I ain't going to drag it out. But like I said, Usher was awarded for being the first celebrity to have a 20-year career and to sell 1 million records after he announced he had STDs. He also got a plaque for selling out the most concerts after he announced he had STDs. So Stevie Wonder had the most awards blind. Usher was the top performer with a career after having an STD. He proved that. He did that. All right? On that note, they saying, keep Diddy locked up, please. Lube in the moonlight. In Aladdin. The devil in South Park talking about Diddy parties ages ago. Diddy, when he hears when Diddy hears there's oil in the Middle East. All right, that's it. The disgraced rap mogul. The last ass bender. The last one of the industry. The last one. Ain't no more of that abuse going down. Ain't gonna be no more bending people over. What Terrence Howard said, I don't bend over like that. He said it. He said, Diddy try to get him, but I don't like being pushed. I don't like that aggressive stuff. He said, I don't bend over like that. The ass bender. All right, let's go. I'm just showing y'all on this closeout, man. The ass house. I'm showing you why they never coming back. What they say about what they said, sus. The movie was called Us. It was about y'all, but now they saying y'all all sus. They saying y'all all sus, live a double life, guys. That's the joke. Sus. Told you, y'all got to get out this double life shit, man. Only way to crack the code of double life, you got to start going by your government name again, man. You got to start letting people call you the name you was raised with. Get out this double life shit. All right, family. Appreciate all of y'all. It's Friday, man. Enjoy your Friday. Enjoy your weekend, man. Real talk, man. All right. You got your proof of Raven-Symoné. She came in young. The number one question is, when did she have a chance to be grown? Did she actually choose her own sex? Did she ever have a chance to go dating as she was young? Who knows? You also see that she is created in Hollywood, and this is their lifestyle and behavior. It is what it is. These were the people with the big mouths. These were the people really behind all the rights. They are the ones who benefited from it. It was the rich couples that wanted to be married, and it's the same rich couples want the tax breaks. So I'm going to show you how they benefit off all of it. One party will get them their marriage rights. Then the other party will come in and get them their tax rights. And then they lay in the shade and go on with their life. And then the people, you stuck with everything. Yeah. So back to Raven-Symoné, when you get that, she was raised as a baby. And this is how Hollywood raises you. When they finish raising you, this is how you're going to be. And this woman is telling bold-faced lies about how she was in an abusive relationship with her father. Her father abused her. She said that she was in an abusive relationship with her boyfriend. She told a story that her ex-boyfriend got another woman pregnant on her and wanted her to be the stepmom. This woman is an actor. She makes shit up too. I want you to see how Hollywood will raise you. You're going to be a sicko. You're also looking at the female Orlando Brown. They both the same. And another thing is, Orlando Brown played the role of a victim. No, Orlando Brown was a willing participant he came to tell us all the truth from the beginning of what Hollywood was about. This was a grooming of what you see. Orlando Brown came with the pregame. Diddy was the end of the game. It also was big YouTubers. A lot of people came to tell you what it was all about, but you ain't want to believe it. Now, to show how y'all late, y'all were late to the skirts, pocketbooks. Y'all joked on the cross dressers, but I already told y'all, we at the last end of this. The last end revelation is that they're all you know what, certified. Your proof is they're certified. Those grown people was doing that to Raven. You don't know if no grown rappers did that to her. Same thing with Orlando Brown. Didn't Orlando Brown tell you something about Diddy? What about Home Alone? See the jokes of Home Alone? What's a joke? What's another joke in this? Didn't they say Michael Jackson got him too? Didn't they say he was going to Michael Jackson Neverland, his home? All right then. Remember, this same country, this same planet, saw everybody salute Michael Jackson too. Praise Michael. So maybe y'all get to this day, it's a reason. When some people kids go missing, Amber Alert. When other people kids are missing, they just runaways. Because some people are raised in a world where everything is backwards. In abuse and everything is normal. That's why it's no such thing as that in a community. No such thing as that. What are you talking about? Meanwhile, I'm showing you why the world makes these jokes. Because within a joke is the truth. All right? It's a reason why they call them you know what, y'all. So I'm just letting you know, as this closeout comes, it's a lot of reasons why this shit is over. They perverted minds. They took money. They flipped people's ass inside out, and they ruined the damn country. On that note, we out. 1.